Hello, I'm Dr. Ellie Harrison. Meet ein Paranisten.
Lately, have you been feeling dizzy, with cold hands, and getting tired more easily? And you wonder, is it just because I'm getting older? It might not be just age. It could be a sign that your blood circulation isn't flowing well. Instead of blaming age alone, you may need to help your blood move more smoothly. Just a few slices of ginger every morning, doctor. Like you said, I can feel my body warming up from the inside. Have you ever woken up and felt your hands and feet unusually cold? Or stood up and felt your head turn light, slightly dizzy? Have you ever taken only a few steps and suddenly your heart started racing? With shortness of breath? Have you also been getting tired more easily than before, sleeping less deeply, or noticing that even small bruises take a long time to fade? If so, your body may be warning you that your blood vessels are gradually narrowing. Many people assume this is a natural part of aging. But when blood flow is not smooth, every cell in the body is placed in a state of oxygen shortage. Your body becomes like a river where mud has built up. The water still flows, but slowly and cloudy, so the trees along the riverbank can't absorb enough nutrients through their roots. If this continues for a long time, the trees begin to wither. And in the human body, that means the heart, the brain, and the kidneys can all be damaged. Many patients discover the problem far too late, only when a blood clot forms, only when the coronary arteries become so narrow that a stent is needed, or worse, when a sudden stroke strikes. For over 30 years, I have worked in this field. I have met many people in exactly that situation. And most of them say the same thing. If only I had known earlier. Once the arteries become hardened or severely blocked, full recovery is not possible. Medication can manage the condition, but it cannot restore the original flexibility of the blood vessels. But there is good news. These dangers can be prevented, and sometimes, one very small daily habit can create a very large difference. In today's video, I want to share a secret that is very familiar, yet rarely noticed. It's a small piece of ginger in your kitchen. With just a few slices of ginger each morning, your blood vessels can become cleaner, more elastic, and your heart can become healthier. This is not a groundless folk tale. Many modern medical studies support it. Ginger contains powerful natural compounds such as gingerol shogal, zingerone, and others. These active substances have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, and they help inhibit platelet aggregation. In other words, they reduce the chance of blood clots forming inside the vessels, lowering the risk of stroke and heart attack. Pause for a moment and think. If you truly care about cardiovascular health, and you want to learn how to keep your vessels open without relying only on expensive medication, then press subscribe and leave a comment. I will share detailed steps you can do at home. Leave one in the comments, and I will send more specific guidance. Now, shall we begin? My name is Yu-Ho Jin. I have worked as a specialist at a university hospital for more than 30 years. My life has been filled with tests, prescriptions, and surgeries. In the past, I believed that only modern medicine could keep the heart healthy. But one special patient changed the way I thought. She was an elderly woman named Lee Soon Ja, living outside Jeonju. She was over 90 years old, yet every morning she walked in her garden, cooked her own meals, and had never suffered from high blood pressure or cardiovascular disease. When I examined her, the results surprised me. Her blood pressure was stable, and her blood vessels were as soft and flexible as someone in their early 60s. When I asked her secret, she smiled and said, "I just eat ginger, doctor. Every morning, I steam a few slices of ginger and chew them slowly." At first, I thought it was just a simple habit. But when I returned to the hospital and searched for research on ginger, I was genuinely astonished. A study published in 2019 in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology reported that gingerol in ginger inhibits platelet aggregation similarly to aspirin, but with less irritation to the stomach. It isn't a perfect solution you should cling to, but it can be a powerful additional tool. Another study published in 2021 in Phytotherapy Research showed that people who consumed ginger consistently for 3 months had reductions in bad cholesterol and triglycerides and increases in good cholesterol. and that is crucial for keeping blood vessels from clogging. In Korea, the National Institute of Food and Nutrition has also suggested that adding a small amount, about 10 grams daily, may improve circulation, especially in older adults with cold hands and feet. That's when I realized something. What modern medicine is confirming today is often what East Asian people have known for hundreds of years. In traditional medicine, ginger is called a warming herb. It is said to release cold energy, improve the flow of qi, and open the blood pathways. When circulation slows and blood flow becomes weak, the body becomes cold and blood stops moving well. And ginger plays the role of opening that flow again. The old saying, "If you have ginger at home, you won't need a doctor," was not a coincidence. You might still doubt it. Can one small ginger root really change your blood vessels? The answer is this: it isn't magic, but it can become a quiet friend to your heart. By reducing inflammation, cleansing the blood, and improving the elasticity of vessel walls, ginger helps prevent small damage that builds up over time. This is not something you use only after illness appears. It is something you can do for prevention. So if you want a natural, safe, and simple way to care for your blood vessels, don't dismiss the ginger in your kitchen. Just one warm cup of ginger tea after breakfast, or a few steamed slices, can help you achieve what many people only pursue after starting medication: maintaining clear blood flow, protecting the heart, and building warmth from inside the body. After meeting Ms. Lee soon, I began recommending ginger to some of my patients, not in pill form, but as lightly steamed ginger eaten each morning. The results were beyond what I expected. For example, one man in his mid-60s had high blood pressure and high cholesterol. After eating 2 slices of steamed ginger daily for 2 months, his cholesterol dropped noticeably, his cold hands and feet improved, and the tightness in his chest disappeared. Another middle-aged female patient used to suffer from headaches and dizziness whenever the weather changed. Now she laughs and says, "My head feels as light as the wind." Hearing their stories, I understood one ordinary ginger root truly can influence the circulatory system. And medically, there is solid reasoning behind it. Ginger contains many bioactive compounds, but gingerol and shogal are among the most important. They act like guards for your blood vessels. As we age, the inside of blood vessels is damaged by high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and chronic inflammation. These tiny injuries are like scratches inside a pipe. Over time, residue builds up, blood flow weakens, and eventually atherosclerosis and clots can form. Gingerol reduces inflammatory reactions in vessel walls, supports recovery of endothelial cells, and decreases platelet adhesion. A 2018 Kyoto University study reported that gingerol reduced platelet aggregation activity by up to 30%, significantly lowering clot risk in the brain and heart. Ginger also helps make blood vessels softer and more flexible. When body temperature drops or stress rises, vessels constrict, hands and feet become cold, and blood pressure fluctuates. Ginger's active compounds gently widen blood vessels and improve peripheral circulation. As a result, the hands and feet warm up, the brain receives more oxygen, and the heart beats more steadily. That's why Koreans say, "Ginger wakes up the blood." This is not just a metaphor. It contains real physiological meaning. But I always tell patients one important thing: even something good is useless if you don't do it correctly. Ginger is the same. It works only when you use the right type, the right amount, and the right timing. Raw ginger can be highly stimulating and can irritate the stomach. But if you boil it too long, the active compounds evaporate and only the fragrance remains. That's why the best method is gentle steaming at an appropriate temperature. During that process, some gingerol converts into shogal. Absorption improves, and body heat rises without becoming excessive. Here is the method I recommend. Slice ginger into about 3 pieces, steam it, then take it 15 to 20 minutes after breakfast. This protects the stomach, improves absorption, and helps circulation without harsh stimulation. Many people also like ginger tea. That is also fine. Just don't boil it for too long. The water temperature should be about 80 to 85 degrees C, and you only need to steep a few slices for about 5 minutes. If you want a softer taste, you may add a small amount of honey, but avoid refined sugar completely. Honey supports antioxidant effects and helps ginger's vessel, relaxing action. Patients sometimes ask, "Doctor, can ginger dissolve blood clots?" My answer is clear no. Ginger cannot dissolve clots that already exist, but it can help prevent clots from forming. Once a vessel is blocked, only medication or procedures can open it. But with consistent ginger intake, you can reduce clot formation, suppress fat buildup on vessel walls, and keep blood flow smooth, like adding oil to an engine regularly so it keeps running smoothly for a long time. Ginger also helps reduce cholesterol and triglycerides. Clinical studies show that people consuming about 2 to 3 grams of ginger daily saw LDL bad cholesterol drop by around 10 to 12% after 3 months, and HDL good cholesterol rise slightly. This reduces fat sticking to vessel walls and improves flow. In addition, ginger helps digestion, reduces abdominal bloating, supports liver detox pathways, and improves fat metabolism, which ultimately helps cleanse the blood. Another interesting point is that consistent ginger intake can raise body temperature by about 0.5 to 1 degrees C, which speeds circulation. When the body warms up, the heart doesn't need to overwork to push blood to the hands and feet. For people with low blood pressure, cold extremities, and fatigue, even this temperature increase can create major improvement. Dizziness decreases, sleep quality improves, and the heart feels calmer because the brain receives enough oxygen. Of course, not everyone should eat ginger freely. I always say this: if you are taking blood thinners such as aspirin, clopidogrel, or warfarin, you must consult your doctor, because ginger has mild anticoagulant effects. People with stomach ulcers, pregnant women in early pregnancy, and those with certain heat-related conditions should also be careful. For healthy individuals, 3 slices of ginger each morning is generally safe and an ideal long-term amount for vessel health. More important than anything is consistency. Ginger's effects do not appear overnight. Like exercise, it requires time and sincerity. One patient once told me, "Doctor, I've been eating ginger for 2 weeks, but nothing has changed." I smiled and said, "How long have you neglected your heart?" Recovery takes time. 3 months later, that person returned with stable blood pressure and warm hands that used to be cold. That is the change I most want to see. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady and real. If you are listening right now, you probably have concerns about your heart or blood vessels, or you simply want to live a long, healthy life. Remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, one small ginger root is enough to awaken the flow inside the body, so blood moves naturally again, and each cell is filled with warmth and vitality. Now I will explain more specifically how to choose the best ginger for cardiovascular health, how to steam it in a way that preserves gingerol, why many people eat ginger but don't feel results, and how to fix that. If you truly value your heart and want to keep your vessels clear, stay with me until the end. In just a few minutes, you will know exactly the simplest daily method to protect your body each morning. After understanding how ginger improves circulation and protects vessels, many patients ask me, "Doctor, what's the best way to eat ginger?" It sounds like a simple question, but it is the most important part. Even with the same ginger, if you choose it wrong or prepare it wrong, the effect can drop to half. I've seen many patients start enthusiastically, then quit. For one reason only: they didn't know the method. So today I will explain it as specifically as I do in my clinic. First, choosing ginger. Not all ginger is the same. For vessel health, you should choose mature ginger, older ginger with richer active compounds. Mature ginger has thicker skin, deeper color, a stronger aroma, and a sharper spice. It contains more gingerol and shogal, helping reduce inflammation and cleans vessels. Many people choose young ginger because it's less spicy, but that's mostly for seasoning. Its medical effect is weaker. I also recommend domestic ginger. Some imported ginger is treated with preservatives, and those chemicals can burden the liver and blood vessels. Second, washing and trimming. Most people peel the skin off. That is a big mistake. Ginger skin contains many active compounds that help regulate blood flow and support the liver. If you remove the skin, you may disturb ginger's warming balance and irritate the stomach. So don't peel it. Use a soft brush to gently remove dirt, then rinse clean. After washing, remove moisture completely. If it stays damp, the aroma weakens during steaming and mold forms more easily in storage. Third, steaming temperature and time. This is the most important step, and where most people make mistakes. When ginger is steamed at about 95 to 100 degrees C for 12 to 15 minutes, gingerol converts into shogal, and the effect becomes strongest. This is what I call the moment ginger wakes up. If you steam too long, the active compounds evaporate. If you steam too briefly, it stays too raw and sharply spicy. After steaming, let it cool for about 10 minutes, then slice it thin. At this point, the ginger is softer, the aroma deeper, and it is easier to eat. Fourth, storage. There are two storage methods. One is natural drying. Slice the steamed ginger thin and dry it in a well, ventilated place with gentle sunlight. Avoid harsh sunlight, which can destroy aromatic compounds. After about a day, when it's mostly dry but still slightly chewy, store it in a sealed glass jar. The second is a traditional Korean method, pickling ginger in vinegar and honey. Vinegar helps cleanse the blood and reduce fat. Honey protects the stomach lining and has a calming effect. Together, they can strengthen circulation improvement and vessel protection. Here is the ratio: 1 part sliced steamed ginger, 1 part honey, 1 part vinegar. Place ginger in a glass jar, pour honey and vinegar until fully covered, then let it mature in a cool place for about 10 days. After breakfast, eat 3 slices of the pickled ginger, or place 3 slices into warm water and drink it. Your body will warm gently, breathing deepens, and the mind feels calmer. At first it tastes spicy, but after about 2 weeks, that spiciness begins to feel like a warm energy awakening the body. Fifth, a real case. I still remember Mr. Park Young, Sue in his 70s. His hands and feet were cold, and his cholesterol was high. After following this method consistently, he told me at 3 months, "Doctor, even in winter my hands don't freeze anymore. My pulse feels steady." His blood tests were surprising. Cholesterol dropped noticeably, and blood pressure stabilized. I cannot claim everything was only because of ginger, but it was clear that ginger helped his blood flow and reduced strain on his heart. Sixth, precautions. There are 3 important contraindications. First, do not eat it on an empty stomach. When the stomach is empty, ginger can irritate the lining and cause burning or nausea. Take it 15 to 20 minutes after meals. Second, do not overconsume. The belief that more is better is dangerous. Avoid more than 4 or 5 slices per day. It can raise body heat too much, cause dry mouth, or create insomnia. Third, never consume moldy ginger. If ginger spoils or develops mold, it can produce aflatoxins, which are highly toxic to the liver. Store it in a clean glass jar and check regularly. Ginger is not a drug. It is a companion that works with your body. It won't create instant treatment. But if you stay consistent, ginger works quietly, reducing vascular inflammation, cleansing the blood, and helping the heart beat more lightly. You may not feel it after 1 or 2 days, but after 2 months, you will feel the difference. Your body becomes lighter and warmer, and fatigue decreases. If you have watched this far, you have already taken the first step toward natural vessel care. Remember, this isn't complicated. Steaming a few slices of ginger each morning, or drinking 1 warm cup of ginger tea. Those few minutes are time you give to your heart and blood vessels. Stay with me. Next, I will explain who should eat ginger and who should be cautious, and how to combine ginger with other foods to double the vessel protection effect. After hearing that, you will understand the secret of a healthy heart is not only in the hospital. It is also in your kitchen. When I began teaching this method, some patients felt changes quickly, and others didn't. That's when I realized, like any good habit, ginger's effect depends on how you use it and how your body receives it. Not everyone needs the same amount, and it doesn't fit everyone the same way. So today, not only as a doctor, but as a friend, I want to speak sincerely. Who benefits from eating ginger daily? People over 50 who often have cold hands and feet, stiff shoulders and neck, difficulty sleeping deeply, or fluctuating blood pressure. For them, ginger is an excellent choice. Ginger stimulates circulation, reduces stagnation, and helps the heart beat in a stable rhythm. Those at risk of high cholesterol, prediabetes, or atherosclerosis should also add ginger to their diet. It lowers LDL bad cholesterol and triglycerides, slowing the buildup of fat in the vessels. It also helps those with a cold stomach, poor digestion, or frequent bloating. Ginger promotes digestive enzyme secretion, reduces intestinal inflammation, and improves nutrient absorption. After a few weeks, many people say, "My belly feels warm, my sleep is deeper, and my head feels clearer in the morning." Who should be cautious or avoid it? Those taking blood thinners, aspirin, warfarin, clopidogrel, should consult a doctor first. Because ginger has mild anticoagulant action, it can make bruising easier or slow wound healing. People with gastritis, ulcers, reflux esophagitis, or enteritis should also be careful. Ginger's warming nature can irritate an already inflamed digestive tract. Women in the first 3 months of pregnancy should take only very small amounts, 1 or 2 slices in honey every 2 or 3 days, because excessive intake can provoke uterine contraction. Children under 6 should not be given ginger frequently, because their digestive systems are not fully developed to handle spicy, aromatic compounds. The correct daily habit for protecting vessels is simple. 15 to 20 minutes after breakfast, eat 3 slices of steamed ginger or honey, vinegar pickled ginger. If eating it directly is difficult, steep 3 thin slices in warm water around 80 degrees C for 10 minutes, then add 1 teaspoon of honey. That is enough. If you do this daily, after about a month your hands and feet warm, blood pressure stabilizes, and sleep deepens. Another helpful method is the ginger plus lemon plus honey combination. In Korea, many people enjoy it in winter. Vitamin C in lemon protects vessel walls, and honey reduces oxidative stress. Mixing all 3 in a cup of warm water is not just a drink. It becomes a natural vitamin for your blood vessels. And finally, consistency and listening to your body. Ginger is not a drug. If you expect instant results, you may feel disappointed. The body needs time to adapt and recover. In the first few days, you may feel warmer or sweat slightly. That can be a good sign. It may indicate your body is warming up and closed vessels are beginning to open. Drink enough warm water and rest. After a few days, the heat sensation settles and a calm, lighter feeling appears inside. Some people tell me, "After ginger, my sleep got deeper. My heart pounds less. My head is clear. Even in winter, my hands aren't cold." I don't think that is only ginger. It is also a sign that you have begun listening to your body. When you truly care for your body responds. Ginger may look like an ordinary ingredient, but when used correctly, it becomes a key that cleans the blood vessels and strengthens the heart. A small slice of ginger is not just a spicy taste. It is warm flow, the kind that revives each cell. You may not see it today, but if you stay consistent, you are pushing the risk of clots farther away and extending the life of your heart day by day. What I have learned in more than 30 years as a doctor is this: the essence of health is not only in operating rooms or prescriptions, it is in small habits repeated every day. 1 slice of ginger, a gentle walk, sleeping earlier, 1 cup of warm water. These give the body the strength to live long. And what is truly amazing is this: when we become healthier, we don't only live longer. Our hearts feel lighter, we feel freer, and we wake up each morning with gratitude. If you're watching this, someone may already come to mind: your parents, your spouse, or yourself. If you want that person to stay healthy for a long time, share this story. 1 small ginger root might change someone's life. Thank you for listening until the end. If this video helped you, leave a comment or press subscribe. It isn't for me. It's a promise to yourself to care for your blood vessels today so your heart can beat strongly tomorrow. I am Yuho Jin, a specialist with over 30 years of experience. And I believe this health is not a miracle. It is the result of simple actions repeated every day. 1 slice of ginger, 1 deep breath, 1 comfortable night of sleep. These are the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Thank you. Stay healthy.